Hey, it's Yulia, and this is Going Places. Welcome back to our new season. If you're new to the show, let me introduce myself and the concept of going places. My name is Yulia Denisyuk. I'm an award winning journalist, photographer, writer, community builder, podcaster, filmmaker, educator, and entrepreneur. I've worked in travel journalism for over a decade, and in that time, I've been very fortunate to go on assignment to places like Sierra Leone, Mongolia, Argentina, Hong Kong, Jordan, working with publications like National Geographic, Time, Condé Nast Traveler, and many others. In this decade, I've done a lot of different things, but they all revolve around storytelling and sharing my core beliefs that every single human on this planet deserves the same fundamental human rights, that we have much more in common with people across the world, and that traveling to meet those who seem different from us can be one of the most powerful things we can do to continue building bridges rather than walls. More recently, I've also been thinking a lot about travel as a tool for collective transformation and planetary empathy and justice. I'll have more to say about it this season. The last few years have been a difficult time for me to be part of the journalism profession. As I've continued going on assignments across the globe, I've questioned my own role in travel media and really felt powerless and hopeless to make any meaningful change. In the face of the poly crisis we all face right now, climate change, economic and social collapse, continued erosion of human rights, genocide, abuse of power, dehumanization of entire groups of people, and in the travel space specifically, the extractive practices that more often harm rather than benefit local communities, who, in the words of one of our guests this season, Marinel de Jesus, are the ones who make travel possible in the first place. So, this show is my antidote to that sense of hopelessness stemming from this poly crisis. Here, we cultivate hope with stories of people and places that bring our shared humanity back into focus. We introduce important projects happening halfway across the world that we think you should know about. And we interview people who inspire us, break stereotypes, and fight to restore dignity, humanity, and community bonds with the tools at their disposal. This season on the show is all about changing narratives, from who gets to tell a story of a place to revealing the hidden history of Muslim Europe and elevating the people who serve as the backbone of the trekking industry, for example. You'll hear voices, perspectives, and stories that will provide a deeper understanding into so many places and cultures around the world. We'll also share some practical insights on how to write a travel book in 2026 and choose a tour operator in a way that you can be sure eliminates harm. We designed this season with one goal: to help you continue moving through the world with awareness and empathy. If you've listened to us for a while, then you know Going Places is not a typical travel show. We often talk about seeing and visiting many places in the world, but we do it through a decolonizing lens that decenters the traveler and centers the people who live and work in these places, hoping to understand their dreams, struggles, and stories. This season, I'm very excited to introduce you to people who bring us hope. Let's hear a bit of what they had to say.
I've never, as an Arab woman, felt as dehumanized as I do today. I'm going to repeat that. I've never felt as dehumanized as I feel today. And I don't want to live in a world where that's okay. It's not okay. And so these are very important topics to expose. And I'm angry. I have a lot of anger around that. And it's been absolutely heartwarming and beautiful to see the incredible global support. And every time there's a protest taking place, go out there and protest, because I don't feel alone in this moment. I feel like, okay, there are others. I'm not forgotten. Um, and it's not about me. It's not even about me, But what a moment in history to be going through.
Travel journalism for so many years has been told through one lens, and it's been told through a predominantly when it comes to mainstream travel media, it's been told through a Western point of view and often through a white male lens. And that is changing. I think at Condé Nast Traveler, it is a conversation we're having a lot about how we as editors and writers can be better about thinking of who gets to tell those stories. It's why I started the Women Who Travel podcast, was because I wasn't hearing the travel stories often that were resonating with my own experience or the experiences I knew that others were having who came from a whole variety of backgrounds. Another thing that we've been talking about a lot at Traveller of late is visa equity and the way that we cross borders. And that is very unequal around the world. And who gets to cross borders often means they're the people that get to tell the travel stories. And that has a deep colonial history to it.
I would love to see tourism to talk more about investing on the ground, doing it grassroots. And to me, that's important because I guess you can call it decolonize, but obviously it's a very controversial word. But for me, it's just the human thing to do is when you have an idea and it's with a community, you give them the opportunity to co lead it with you. You don't go there, create it, and say, I led it or I founded it, because that's extraction. Because whatever you're creating on the ground never really belonged to you. It always belonged to the people that live there. And to me, it's a perplexing idea why, in this day and age, we still support the idea of someone coming in and then they become the founder, the sole founder of a project created in Nepal or Mongolia. Why is it that if you go to a community, why can't we allow them to co create and co lead? That's decolonization. If I was in the Philippines, if someone comes to my community, I want to be part of it as a leader because it's my community. And I think that's the power of being an immigrant. I have this opportunity to hurdle the two worlds and connect the two worlds of privilege and the world of being marginalized. And that's why I co create, because I understand how it feels to not have power as a Filipina and an immigrant. But I also understand what it means to be having privilege.
You've just heard from Muna Haddad, founder and CEO of Baraka Destinations in Jordan, Lale Arikoglu, a longtime editor at Condé Nast Traveler, Tariq Hussein, author of Muslim Europe, and Marinel de Jesus, advocate for porters in the trekking industry and founder of the Porter Voice Collective. We've planned a lot of interesting conversations for you this season, and I can't wait to share them with you. Be sure to subscribe to our show so you don't miss our upcoming episodes. And we want to hear from you this season. Send us a short note with your name, where you're calling in from, and an answer to two questions: what gives you hope in this moment in time, and which place you're going to next. We're going to run your answers at the end of the season in our Community Voices episode. To participate, send us a short audio clip. An iPhone voice recording is just fine to hello@goingplacesmedia.com by Monday, April 27th. That's hello@goingplacesmedia.com by Monday, April 27th. Or find more details in the show notes. Before we wrap up today, I want to share with you something very important. Going Places is an audience supported platform. We bring you stories from around the globe that cultivate that sense of hope and look at travel through a decolonial lens. We relaunched as the audience supported platform 1 year ago, and in that time, dozens of people have joined our community as paid members who support us with a small contribution every month. Thank you so much to all of our paid members. But I will be frank with you right now. For this platform to continue, we need more supporters. It's a full time job to produce and edit this podcast, seek out and interview people for our platform, and run all the stories that we've run in the last year. So today, I want to invite you to become a paid Going Places member so that we can continue doing this work in the months and years to come. At about $6 a month, if you become an annual member, you can join us as a Going Places friend. At about $20 a month, you can join as an accomplice and get a monthly group call with me. If you want to ask advice on how to navigate the industry I'm in, travel media, writing, photography, journalism, freelancing, and now writing a book and finding an agent, this is the best way for you to do so, and also the cheapest access to me. And then our highest level is a founding member. And you can also get a one-on-one meeting with me if you join at this level, still the cheapest way to access me. All three of these levels also give you access to our member only posts, which include opportunities I come across on a regular basis, like a call for paid creator partnerships from Condé Nast Traveler, an opportunity to work with National Geographic, grants for photographers and women storytellers, and much, much more. And you will be supporting our work, making it possible for us to bring more stories you care about into the world. If that's resonating with you, be sure to visit goingplacesmedia.com to see how you can join us today. And be sure to drop your email for our updates because we have a lot of very interesting stories and projects coming your way. Our founding members include Rise Travel Institute, a nonprofit with a mission to create a more just and equitable world through travel education, and Radostina Boseva, a film wedding photographer with an editorial flair based in San Francisco. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to our show, and I will see you next week with our first episode of the season. Take care and safe travels.